What are the top 10 games you will regret not playing in 2025? Well, 2025 delivered a powerful mix of long-awaited sequels, bold new IPs, and creative risks. Some games pushed their genres forward and others refined what already worked, and a few challenged players in unexpected ways. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 games of 2025, breaking down what makes each one special and where they may fall short in a clear, spoiler-free format. Let's start with number 10. What's the best survival horror game of 2025? Dying Light: The Beast delivers a darker and more focused survival horror experience. Instead of expanding the map, the game tightens its design to emphasize tension and danger. Parkour remains smooth and responsive, keeping exploration engaging. Combat feels heavier and more violent, especially when Beast's abilities temporarily turn you into a powerful force. Nighttime exploration is where the game shines most, creating stress through limited visibility and aggressive enemies. Co-op adds unpredictability and replay value. One drawback is enemy variety. While encounters are intense, they can start to feel repetitive over longer play sessions. Even with that issue, the Beast succeeds as a concentrated and atmospheric entry that prioritizes survival over scale. Which RPG gives you the deepest medieval realism in 2025? Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 remains deeply committed to realism and immersion. It continues to reward patience, planning, and skill rather than reflex-heavy gameplay. Combat feels more polished, with clearer feedback and smoother animations. Every fight still demands positioning and awareness, making success feel earned. The world reacts strongly to player choices, and the writing gives characters more emotional depth and believable motivations. The downside is pacing. The game moves slowly, especially in its early hours, and progression can feel demanding for players who prefer constant action. For those willing to invest the time, it delivers one of the most immersive medieval RPG experiences available. What's the best decision-driven game you can play this year? Dispatch is a narrative-driven experience built around decision-making rather than action. You play as someone handling emergency calls, making choices with limited information and rising pressure. Every conversation matters, and small decisions can lead to serious consequences. The writing keeps tension high, making you second-guess nearly every response.
Take your clothes off.
The minimalist presentation helps focus attention on sound, timing, and dialogue. It creates emotional weight without relying on visuals or combat. The main drawback is its length and lack of gameplay variety. Once the core idea is established, there aren't many new mechanics introduced. Dispatch stands out for its storytelling and tension, even if it feels more like an interactive drama than a traditional game. Which co-op game redefines teamwork in 2025? Split Fiction is designed entirely around cooperative play. Every puzzle and challenge requires coordination, making teamwork essential. The game constantly introduces new mechanics, preventing repetition and keeping momentum high. It shifts genres smoothly without feeling messy. The story balances humor with emotional moments, staying engaging without becoming heavy. Its biggest limitation is accessibility. Solo play isn't an option, and the experience depends heavily on having a committed co-op partner. When played as intended, Split Fiction delivers one of the most inventive co-op experiences of the year. What's the strongest psychological horror experience of 2025? Silent Hill F takes the franchise in a bold new direction, setting the story in 1960s Japan and focusing on psychological horror. The game emphasizes atmosphere over combat. Exploration feels tense, with limited resources and disturbing environments. Visual design blends beauty with decay, reinforcing themes of obsession and fear. Sound design plays a major role in maintaining discomfort. Some players may find the combat too limited, and the slowing pace can feel demanding for those expecting frequent encounters. Silent Hill F succeeds by prioritizing mood and symbolism over traditional horror action. What's the best open world game of 2025? Death Stranding 2 expand on its core concept of traversal-driven gameplay. Movement remains central, but new tools and environmental challenges adds flexibility. The world encourages careful planning, turning travel into a meaningful challenge rather than filler. The atmosphere remains strong and unique. The story is more emotionally grounded, supported by strong performances and music. A common criticism is mission repetition. Some objectives follow similar structures, which can slow momentum during longer sessions. Even with that, Death Stranding 2 feels more refined and confident in its vision. What's the best samurai action game of the year? Ghost of Yotei provides a beautifully crafted open world that emphasizes atmosphere and visual storytelling. The environment feels alive, with weather, lighting, and landscape working together to create a cinematic space. Combat is refined and deliberate. Swordplay feels precise with improved enemy behavior that makes encounters more dynamic. Duels remain a highlight, offering tense skill-based confrontations. Stealth mechanics are smoother, allowing players to approach situations with flexibility. The game encourages observation and patience rather than rushing into combat. The narrative focuses on identity, legacy, and personal conflict. Characters are given more emotional depth, and the story unfolds in a way that allows quieter moments to breathe. A minor weakness is side content depth. While visually engaging, some optional activities lack strong narrative payoff. Still, Ghost of Yotei delivers a polished and emotionally grounded samurai experience. What's the most replayable roguelike game of 2025? Hades 2 expands on the fast-paced action of the original while introducing deeper systems and a new combat identity. Magical focus abilities shift the flow of battles, encouraging more tactical positioning and experimentation. Each run feels distinct thanks to a wide variety of builds and upgrades. Success isn't just about reflexes, but about understanding synergies and adapting strategies on the fly. Narrative progression remains a key strength. Character interactions evolve naturally across runs, with dialogue that reacts to player actions and failures. The new protagonist brings a different tone, helping the sequel stand on its own. Visual effects and animation keep combat readable even at high speeds, while the soundtrack maintains strong energy during the fights and quieter moments between runs. One issue is balance. Some builds can feel significantly stronger than others, leading to uneven difficulty between runs. Even so, Hades 2 delivers a refined, replayable experience that deepens its core formula without losing momentum. Which Metroidvania delivers the tightest combat and movement in 2025? Hollow Knight Silksong builds on the foundation of the original while pushing movement and combat to a faster, more aggressive level. Playing as Hornet completely changes how the game feels, emphasizing speed, precision, and constant momentum. Exploration is more vertical and demanding, and encourages players to master movement abilities early. Environments are dense with secrets, shortcuts, and hidden challenges that reward curiosity and skillful navigation. Combat feels sharper and more intense. Boss fights demand quick reactions and pattern recognition, often testing both reflexes and patience. Enemy variety keeps encounters fresh, and battles feel carefully tuned rather than chaotic. The world design continues the series' tradition of environmental storytelling. Lore is subtle, revealed through visuals, music, and small details rather than exposition. The art style and soundtrack maintain a strong emotional atmosphere throughout the journey. The difficulty curve is steep, especially in the early game. Some players may find progression punishing without persistence, but for those willing to push through, Silksong offers a deeply rewarding and finely crafted experience. What's the most ambitious RPG of 2025? Clair Obscur Expedition 33 stands out as one of the most distinctive RPGs of 2025. Its biggest strength is a combat system that blends classic turn-based structure with real-time inputs, making every battle feel active and engaging rather than passive. Each encounter requires careful planning, but timing also matters. Attacks, defenses, and abilities reward precision, keeping players involved even during longer fights. This balance between strategy and action gives the game a unique identity without the RPG genre. The story focuses heavily on themes of mortality, inevitability, and time. Its narrative unfolds at a steady pace, allowing emotional moments to land without being rushed. Characters are written with clear motivations, and their relationships evolve naturally as the journey continues. Visually, the game has a striking art style that feels painterly and surreal, supported by a strong musical score that reinforces its melancholic tone. Environments feel symbolic rather than purely realistic, which fits the game's themes. The main challenge is the learning curve. Mechanics are layered quickly, and the combat system can feel overwhelming at first. However, once it clicks, Expedition 33 delivers one of the most memorable and ambitious RPG experiences of the year.